Things are changing rapidly in the world of finance, and last week saw two important developments that will completely change the future. First, a new BRICS payment system was announced that will challenge the status of the US dollar in international transactions. But even more shocking was the end of a 50-year agreement between the US and Saudi Arabia to export oil exclusively for dollars on June 9, 2024. Saudi Arabia's crown prince has decided not to renew the partnership with the US and open its oil trade to other countries and currencies. This is a massive blow to the dollar's status as the world's reserve currency. For 50 years, the US has demanded that oil be sold only in dollars, strengthening its position. This was one of the most favorable decisions by the US government. However, the era when America was the sole superpower has come to an end. Saudi Arabia has joined China's digital currency project, which could help reduce the use of dollars in oil trade. Congressman Thomas Macy has bluntly stated that the use of the dollar as a reserve currency will end sooner or later. Every time the US imposes new sanctions, the world takes a step towards de-dollarization. The same thing is happening with microchips. The more the US restricts China, the faster it develops its own industry. The use of sanctions and the weaponization of the dollar opens the door to bigger problems and forces other countries to abandon dollars. Recently, the US and France agreed to use profits from frozen Russian assets to finance Ukraine. This is a dangerous move that violates international law and shows how much Western leaders disagree with their citizens on the issue of Ukraine. 94% of Americans and 88% of Europeans want negotiations to resolve the conflict, but their governments ignore it. Congressman Macy also noted that seizing Russian assets would make other countries wary of holding dollar reserves. China, once the largest holder of US treasuries, is now ditching them in favor of gold for fear of sanctions. Last week at the St. Petersburg Economic Forum, Vladimir Putin outlined future BRICS plans to reform the global financial system, resolve the Palestinian-Israeli conflict, which 88% of the world's population wants, and end unilateral coercive measures inconsistent with the UN Charter. The majority of the world is united in the desire for economic freedom, equality, and a multipolar world without US dominance. Saudi Arabia is considering joining the BRICS this year and is diversifying its oil trade. The pressure on the dollar is growing and these trends are gaining momentum. In closing, I want to thank you for watching the video and wish you all the best. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future episodes with interesting insights and analysis.